Hello everyone, it's your favorite Uncle Bob back to another video, and today we're going to be looking at the Transformers at Timeline's Hearts of Steel Bumblebee. So before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below which the video or what else you'd like to see in a video. So onto the figure himself. Here we have Bumblebee in his very cute little locomotive mode, and it looks really good. So let's take a quick look at all that detail. So focus, thank you. Get the nice lights picked out in silver. Get some nice gunmetal grays throughout with some nice rivets. You get at least the B and the E. The other E is kind of obstructed by the smokestacks. You get that on both sides. You do get a little bit of like copper and gold paint. You can kind of see the gold right here around the Autobot symbol. So, yeah, they did a really good job. You even got some nice molded detail right in here. You even get what, my gosh, I wanted to call these tension rods, but I don't think that's the right name. It's late, guys. It was, as I'm recording this, it was my Friday, so, yeah. But you get some nice gear picked out in some of that gunmetal gray as well. So, yeah, looks really good. He does roll very nicely. So, there is that. Now, as far as accessories, the first one is, I think, the tiniest gun that we've ever gotten to date. Maybe the second tiniest, I don't know. But, yeah, they get this tiny gun with a little bit of silver right at the barrel tip. So, looks really good. And you get a hammer, which has some nice silver on it with Autobot symbols, so he can be working on the railroad all day long. So. Now, these can store in the alt mode, so you just want to flip them over. The gun itself will store right in that peg, and you want the tip of the gun going into what will be his butt. So just kind of push that down in there, find get this lined up. There we go. And give it a nice push. There is that. And for the hammer, it'll just fit in right in this slot. And give it a nice push. There we go. And it might separate the feet. That is perfectly fine. Just make sure it doesn't go flying, because I had that go flying on me. And come on. When I first got the figure, it worked fine. So now it's not wanting to fight me. But more or less, there you go. There is your storage for everything. So, and it is wanting to split it. I don't know why. Again, when I first got the figure, it's like, yeah, perfectly fine. So let me see if I can get it to be sitting a little bit better. So let's see. Yeah, I think that's the best I'm going to get it for right now. So just kind of squeeze that around. Get that. There we go. There we go. Tip for new YouTubers, always have a spudger nearby. They come in so handy. But anyways, as far as size comparisons go, here we have a G2 Sideswipe. So you can see he's a pretty tiny little fella. There is that. And I'm going to raise up for this next bit. Here we have him with his pack-in buddy, buddy Megatron. And, looks really, as good as a cannon with a train looks. So. And here we have him with Prime and Screamer, which I'm kind of surprised they're stopping at these four, especially since there is 3 repaints with him, 1 more with him minimum, and 1 with him minimum. Like, you got at least another two packs right here. Oh well. But yeah, they look all good together. So I'm going to set these guys off to the side. And yeah, overall, the train mode looks really good. About as good as it can look for, a concept, more or less a concept type of character. So yeah. But let's get down to the robot mode. So the first things first, you want to take the wheels and unpeg them from the arms and swing them around to the front. Do the same thing for this side. Next, you want to work this gun out. So what I find easiest doing is just unpegging the arms from underneath the chassis and just swinging them out as far as you can get them. So that way you can get your fingers in there and kind of wiggle this free. There we go. Set that off to the side. Then you can just drop down the arms, drop them down, kind of push this section in. You want to untab the legs from the boiler section. So get this unpegged, bring it down. You can go ahead and split it if you want to get the hammer out of the way. Next, take these pieces right here, swing them back, swing it back, and for the front of it, go ahead and split it. Get this kind of whole thing out of the way. It's kind of a tricky order of operations. So get this out. Then you want to swing down at the waist. Get these arms kind of out of the way as best as you can. So get these out, swing out, swing these out. Come on. Why are you stuck? Come on. Oh, the head, duh. So you want to lift up the head. So get these arms back down just a little bit. So pull up on the head. That is the step I was forgetting. This head gets stuck on my copy. Why are you stuck? There we go. Okay. So before you even rotate this out, you want to pull the head up first. I forgot. That is my bad. I goofed. Then you actually want to swing out the arms, if it'll let you. There we go. Swing it out, drop down the body, bring down the legs, get the wheel straight. So then you want to come back here, kind of untab the heel from in here, and just kind of manipulate that double hinge to what you need. Do the same thing for this side, and that is the lower half all done. So just kind of raise back up a little bit. So swing this up, kind of get this at an angle as well. So swing this up, get this at that angle, swing out the arms, get them oriented properly. So swing down, out, back, down, and rotate. That's, easiest way of doing it. Next, take these pieces and just kind of fold them along the back, flip this section back. And I find it best to flip out the hands, to take the hammer, swing it out, plug in the hammer, and swing it out. And there you go. There you have Bumblebee in his robot mode. And it's an okay robot mode, honestly. Yeah, I find the heads are just a little bit too small. He's got a big old burly chest that doesn't match up with his waist, and yeah, proportion-wise, it just not the best. But at least it's a clean transformation, despite the goof I did. So let's take a quick look at that face sculpt. Focus, thank you. Nope, come on. There we go. A little bit. So yeah, it looks like a steampunky Bumblebee. Looks really good. Nice silver for the face, blue for the eyes. So yeah, overall, not too shabby. Now, as far as articulation, the head is on a ball joint, so you get a full 360. You get some side to side. You get some ways down, a little bit up. Arms can't do a full 360 due to the shoulder pads, but you get that far forward and that far back, so a good amount of range. You get full outward. You get bicep rotation, 90 degrees of elbow bend, nothing at the wrist other than the downward movement. The shoulder pads can angle to however you like. He actually does get a waist rotation. Legs move forward that far, back that far, full split and then some. Thigh rotation. You get over 90 degrees of a knee bend, almost a 180. And the feet, since they're on that double hinge, you can bring them down that far and get the ankle tilts that much forward or back, forward. So pretty decently posable, all things considering. You can kind of give him a backwards ab crunch, give him all Matrix style if you really wanted to. You can do that or have him, limbo. So, and he can also hold his accessories. So plug the hammer in. Unfortunately, that is as far in as it will go. However, I did find if you plug in the gun on the underside, it at least makes it look like he's holding on to more. But since it is his gun, he can wield it just fine. And again, that is such a tiny gun. So, yeah. Overall, not too shabby. I do also love that they painted in the gears on his shins. Looks really good. Even get some nice silver right there. And even silver on the knee that they did not have to do. So, but as far as size comparison goes, here we have G2 Sideswipe. So you can see he's, about a head shorter, give or take. And here we have, please stand Sideswipe. Here's, Prime and Screamer, or at least as of right now. Megatron will get the final size comparison in his video. So, yeah, pretty decent size. Still say Prime's, just a smidge better than Bumblebee as far as the Autobots go. So, yeah. So, overall, Bumblebee's okay. The train mode really is where he shines, in my opinion. Transformation can be complicated, especially if you forget to pull up the head first, which I did. But other than that, it is still a relatively smooth transformation. Just remember to pull up the head before you do anything with the arms, more or less. Still just an okay figure ultimately. Yeah, proportion-wise, just not the best. But anyways, I think that is about it. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more video reviews.